right, and welcome to Auburn, Maine. And we are at the Norway Savings Bank Arena. And welcome to the semifinals of the New England Tier 1 Championship. Mid-Fairfield 2010 is going to face off against Connecticut-based Hartford Wolfpack. These teams have met twice before, Mid-Fairfield coming away with the early season win. And then about a month or so ago, a 2-2 tie up in Cromwell, Connecticut. So these teams are somewhat familiar with each other. Met a couple of times this year. So it should be a good matchup. Mid-Fairfield so far this tournament is 3-0, collecting wins against Seacoast, Yale, and the New Hampshire Cyclones. And I believe at this point, Hartford is 2-1 with their only loss coming against Yale. Just an interesting note, I know they had a couple of players that were out for that game, suspended for the game because of a previous incident. So I know they have their players back, and it should be an interesting game. So starting in net, it's going to be Chris Faich, and he'll be backed up by Brendan Domini today. And, that's about it. We have a full complement today. Just one thing of note, Brendan Moore is playing, but we had a jersey issue with Brendan, so you'll see him as number 14, Jackson. So if you see Jackson on the ice, it is indeed Brendan Moore. And so we'll get going in just about a couple of minutes from now. Chris is just taking some warm-up shots from the team. You see him. And on the bench, as always, Coach Graggs and Coach Letty. And we'll just, let's see, we got about 2 minutes left to play. And as always, the disclaimer is my son is the goalie, so I will do my best to try to bring you as much of the action as possible. But if I lose my mind for a second or two, just forgive me, please. And we'll get going shortly. So one thing that's interesting here, with about a minute left in the warm-up, we have 2 refs and 2 linesmen, which I don't think the kids have ever had before that I've been at Mid-Fairfield. So you won't be getting away with anything in this game, that's for sure. So it's important that Mid-Fairfield stays out of the penalty box. So yesterday's game in the evening, Chris started in net and faced off against Yale. Mid-Fairfield got out to a quick lead and never relented. Chris left at 7-1 advantage late in the second period, giving way to Brendan Domini, who finished up the game. Final score was 8-2. And so Mid-Fairfield finishes off perfect in the round-robin part of the tournament. But at this point, all the teams are 0-0. What happened before doesn't matter. And it's just win and advance or lose and go home. So that's the way it's setting up here. And I know the boys and girl are ready for it. I know all of them were in bed early last night at coach's orders. And I know my son by 9:30 was asleep, so he got plenty of sleep last night. And they're just going to clean the pucks, and we'll get going here shortly. So the kids surround the net, raise their sticks up in the air, and give the pregame chant. And here we go. Referee gives a final check of the net for any errant pucks. And here we go. So this looks like the starting lineup we're going to have is Malefus at center, surrounded by Scranton and Pan. Zoo and Kakaro out on D. Win by mid-Fairfield. Malefus with a nice move. Center ice gives way to Scranton. Scranton tries to fire, misses. Nice pass from Malefus to Scranton to get a shot on net, but it's turned away by the Wolfpack goalkeeper. Wolfpack try to break it out. Turnover. Malefus with the intercept. Drops it back into the Wolfpack zone. Gives chase into the corners. Dumped to the ice. Scranton there to try to help him out. Scranton with the puck. Looks to set up mid-Fairfield. Out to Kakaro. Winds up and it's blocked. Goes the other way. Zoo's got to race down. Nice play by Zoo to deny the pass. But Wolfpack still up with the puck. Cycling it around. Quick shot off angle on Faich. Streaking player in front. Nice play by Kakaro to deny. Dump back into the corner. Kakaro gives chase. Races behind Faich. Tries to bring it to Heckel. Heckel up to Sullivan, but it's turned over to the Wolfpack. But Sullivan with a steal. Back and forth the turnovers go, and there's going to be an offside against the Wolfpack. So both teams just trying to establish a rhythm early on. Plenty of turnovers to start. 14:53 left in the first period. So coach goes for some fresh legs. Has Heckel, Rothstein, and Sullivan out there. Schwarz and Yoon out on D. Win by mid-Fairfield. Sullivan there over to Yoon. Yoon surveys, looks up, hits Rothstein, but the puck bounds down to the Wolfpack goalkeeper, and it's frozen. So coach is going to run with the same group here. Heckel at center. Win by mid-Fairfield. Wolfpack get the puck first. Schwarz now back to field it. Drops it over for Rothstein, who gives way to Sullivan. Sullivan gains the zone, loses the handle over the blue line. Wolfpack through the neutral zone. Shot off of Feich's leg. Schwarz regroups. Taps it out to Sullivan, but it's turned over. And here comes Sullivan. Long pass over to Rothstein. Rothstein gains the zone. Spins, turns. Sullivan gets a shot off, but it's blocked. Sullivan up with the puck again, just trying to get a handle. Quick shot, and it's loose in the crease. Wolfpack goalkeeper lost sight of it for a second. O'Neill with the puck gets it, turns it over in the neutral zone, and it's dumped into the mid-Fairfield zone, causing an offside on the Wolfpack. 13:46, so the hustle of Malefus and Scranton create an opportunity, but mid-Fairfield unable to cash in. Malefus at center, surrounded by Scranton and Pan, Kakaro and Zoo back on D. Win by the Wolfpack, come right in. It's tapped back out into the neutral zone. Wolfpack retreat into their own zone. Long pass through the neutral zone. Kakaro's there. Taps it over to Zoo. Lifts it over for Scranton. Turned over in the neutral zone again. Pan fighting for possessions, pinned along the boards. Malefus drives it back into the Hartford zone. Wolfpack regroup. Right in front of Faich. Save off the pads. Kakaro and Faich able to keep the Wolfpack off. Out to the point. Shot. Saved by Faich and is covered up. Nice pad save by Chris Faich. put his glove on to deny Hartford at 13:01 in the first. So Hartford came out to play here, matching intensity with Mid-Fairfield right off the bat. So Correa is thrown out. Rothstein takes the center spot. Win shot way wide. Shore is able to get it out to Sullivan, who taps it out, but it's turned over right in front of Feach, and it scores. So costly turnover by Mid-Fairfield, and the Wolfpack strike first, going up 1-0 over Mid-Fairfield. Mid-Fairfield got a little careless in front of their own net, turns it over, and the Wolfpack strike first. So at 12:50, Mid-Fairfield's going to have to dig itself out of the hole. Hall and O'Neill out on D. Puck goes back into the Hartford zone. Pan gives chase. Hall pinches in along the boards. Heckel now up with the puck, circles in the neutral zone. Heckel with some skating. Tries to gain the Hartford zone, dumps behind the Hartford goalkeeper. O'Neill races over to the boards to collect the puck. Bounce off a Hartford player and back into their zone. Mid-Fairfield struggling with their legs here a little bit. Long pass. Hall is there into the neutral zone. Vartanian up with the puck, but turns it right back over to Hartford. Dump it in the zone. Hall is there. Mid-Fairfield unable to get it out of their zone. Hall tries to field it. She's headed to the boards. Above the face-off circle. Right in front of Feach, but Zoo's there to collect. Up off the netting, and so we're going to stop play 11:13 here. It's going to be a face-off just to the left of Feach. Mid-Fairfield down early, 1-0. So Correa at center. Correa now picks up the errant pass, gets it over to Rothstein. Rothstein gets it out to Sullivan. Nice feathering by Rothstein, but it's turned over back into the neutral zone, and here comes Hartford again across the Mid-Fairfield blue line. Shot way high of Feach off to the side, out in front, able to be swept away by the Mid-Fairfield defenseman. Here comes Rothstein, gets by his defenseman. Shot out in front, and a beautiful assist by Rothstein to Sullivan for the tap-in. Mid-Fairfield is able to even it right back up. 1-1 at 10:43 in the first period. Dylan Rothstein racing down the ice, slides the puck over for a tap-in by Ty Sullivan. Mid-Fairfield able to even things up here. So Heckel at center, surrounded by Pan and Vartanian. Schwarz and Ewan out on D. Win by Mid-Fairfield. Up to Pan. Pan still fighting for possession. Goes behind Feach, who's unable to field it. Ewan now with the puck. Tries to skate it out, almost turned over. Schwarz is there, unable to still get it out. Mid-Fairfield again struggling. Blocker saved by Feach over into the corner. Almost turned over right in the slot. Mid-Fairfield, nice play by Heckel to sweep the puck out. Mid-Fairfield definitely struggling in their own zone to try to get these pucks out. Here comes Pan with the puck. Gains the zone. Looks to set up. He's got Heckel there. Heckel into the slot. Big shot. way wide. Pan again with the puck. Gets it over to a pinching Yoon into the corner. Shot over the net. Schwarz able to keep it in. Over to Vartanian. Vartanian leaves it for Pan. Cross ice pass, unable to hit Yoon. Still out in front. Hartford getting their sticks down. Schwarz pinches in hard. Gets by him, but able to pin the puck in and comes out of the Hartford zone. Moore now with the puck, and there's going to be a penalty here. Mid Fairfield trying to get set up, and Heckel is hammered to the boards. And I think there's going to be a 5-on-3 here. Looks like there was 2 penalties. There was a delayed penalty, and then Braden Heckel forcing the issue into the Wolfpack zone causes another penalty. So Mid Fairfield at a critical juncture, 9:03 in the first period. It's going to have a 5-on-3 here. Wolfpack coach is talking about it, but definitely the second one I saw was pretty obvious. So the first penalty unit will come out. So Scranton, Sullivan, Rothstein, Malefis, and Heckel. Malefis and Heckel will be your defensemen on this. Scranton at center. Win, but gets out of the zone, skips over Heckel's stick. So Heckel quarterbacking this power play. Sets up, gives it to Malefis. Malefis pinches in. He's got Sullivan there out in front. Scranton just couldn't get his stick down in time. Rothstein now over to Malefis. Rothstein out into the slot. Big shot out in front. It was loose. Scranton up with the puck again. Big shot off the pad, and it's thrown out of the Wolfpack zone into Mid Fairfield. It's going to be an icing. Mid Fairfield with a couple opportunities here, but the Wolfpack goalie up to the task so far. So coach will run with the same group. Heckel looks to the bench for some instructions. Scranton at center. Win by the Wolfpack. Tries to throw it out. Malefis unable to get there in time. And there'll be another icing. So the Wolfpack burning off valuable time of this power play for Mid Fairfield. So Scranton again at center. So win by Mid Fairfield. Rothstein up with it over to Malefis. Malefis over to Heckel. Heckel's going to pinch in a little bit. Over to Rothstein. Shot. Nice save by the Wolfpack goalkeeper off his shoulder. Pressured by Wolfpack. And it's turned over to the Wolfpack. Sorry. Sorry, folks. That was my bad. And here comes Rothstein. Over to Sullivan. Over to Rothstein. Loses the handle, but gains it back again. He's got Heckel there. Save. Malefis now up with it. 4 seconds left in the power play. Over to Malefis. Shot, and it's stomached. So Hartford at a critical juncture already in the first period is able to kill off a 5-on-3. Mid Fairfield not getting too much on the goalkeeper. So coach will change out lines. Got Correa at center, surrounded by Moore and Pan. Hall and O'Neill out on D. Moore with a shot wide. The Wolfpack try to break it out, but turn it over to O'Neill, over to Hall, back to O'Neill. Up to Correa, some skating over to Pan, and it's knocked back out of the Hartford zone. Correa back to Hall, and it's turned over at the blue line. some errant passing, and Eric Pan finally picks up the puck, races into the Hartford zone, crosses into the slot, whiffs on the shot, but gets off another one that's gloved by the Wolfpack goalkeeper. 6:46 left in the first period. We're all tied up here. So Heckel back at center. Back to Kakaro's shot that's tipped. Vartanian now with the puck in the corner. He's looking. He's got Heckel. Heckel throws it out, but Kakaro's not at home. He's got to race back, field the puck. Kakaro hits the brakes, looks up, gets it to Zoo. Zoo cross-ice pass to Kakaro. Kakaro races in, gains the zone, leaves it for Sullivan. And here comes the Hartford again. Errant pass, and Kakaro's able to get back in time. And there's going to be an offside on Wolfpack. 6:12 left in the first period. So Malefus at center, surrounded by Scranton and Pan. Yoon and Schwarz out on D. So win by the Wolfpack, but Mid-Fairfield gains the puck anyway. Thrown out to the center of the neutral zone. Wolfpack dump in behind Faich, wraps around. Out in front, there's going to be a delayed penalty, I think. So as we mentioned, folks, there's 2 linesmen, 2 referees. You're not going to get away with anything today. And at 5:50, Mid-Fairfield's going to have to bring out their penalty killing unit. So the first penalty killing unit, you have Pan, Malefus, Schwarz, and Yoon out there. Wolfpack up with it, behind Faich. Wolfpack look to set up, out to their defenseman, to the blue line. Pressured by Pan, now by Schwarz, out in front of Faich. Look to get set up again. Defenseman pass over right above the face-off circle, now to the blue line. Back and forth, looking for a shooting lane. Shot off of Faich's pad, save. But Wolfpack back up with it again. Mid-Fairfield unable to clear, out to the point. Pressured by Pan. Bobs and weaves his way. He's got an open shot. Save off of Faich. Mid-Fairfield finally able to get a stick on it with Yoon, but Wolfpack again with the puck out in front of Faich. Another save. Mid-Fairfield just desperately trying to get it out. And finally, here comes Malefus, and Mid-Fairfield's going to have a shorthanded opportunity. Malefus over to Pan, but he mishandles it right in the slot. 15 seconds left in the penalty. Mid-Fairfield's going to have to race back. Shot that's gloved by Faich to stop the play here. 9 seconds left in the penalty. 4:28 left in the first period. So Mid-Fairfield fortunate to keep Hartford off the board here. Couple of saves by Faich. 9 seconds left on the penalty. Sullivan at face-off. Win by Mid-Fairfield over to Hall. Taps it over to Sullivan. Nice play by Andy Hall. It's, again, stopped by Hartford. Hartford definitely clogging up that neutral zone on Mid-Fairfield. Getting every 50-50 puck right now. Out to the defenseman, shot, padded save by Faich. Again, kept back in by Hartford. And here comes Heckel. Over to Sullivan with a bounding puck. Hall unable to keep it in the zone. She's going to circle around. Surveys the landscape, cross-ice pass to Heckel. Heckel over to Sullivan. Just Mid-Fairfield struggling to keep on any pucks. So Mid-Fairfield is struggling here, and Hartford draws another penalty, so Mid-Fairfield's going to have to go on the penalty kill back-to-back here late in the first period. Definitely a missed offside call. But I believe Cacaro's going to the box. Cross-check. So the penalty killers, you have Scranton and Zoo, Yoon, and Correa win by Mid-Fairfield. Zoo back with the puck, but he's hammered into the boards. Hartford again with the puck. Tries to get out to his defenseman, but unable to connect. They race back into their own zone. Correa with a good forecheck. Nice passing in the neutral zone. And Hartford gains the zone, looks to set up in the slot. Shot saved by Fage. So 1:07 left in the penalty to Cacaro. Coach will run with the same group here. Correa at center. He's tied up and Hartford wins it. Out defenseman to defenseman pass, tapped into the corner. Schwartz gives chase. Nice play by Correa, and he's going to bounce it off the boards. Nice play by Correa. Scranton is there to forecheck and force the issue. And Hartford sets up with 37 seconds left. Right out in front. And here comes Scranton using his speed, trying to beat the player back. Scranton still with the puck, leaves it for Pan. Shorthanded opportunity, but now Mid-Fairfield's going to have to race back. Hartford misfires on a pass. Mid-Fairfield was shorthanded there. Pan able to get it over to Hall. Hall's got some skating room. Gets it over to Malafis. Malafis all by himself, and he's hauled down. But no call. Pan still with the puck. Pan desperately looking to get a shot on net. Falls down. Zoo able to pinch in, get the puck over into the corner. Malafis now. And Pan. And the puck goes up into the netting. Eric Pan exchanging pleasantries over in the corner. And at 1:45 left in the first. Scoreboard for some reason's off on the Mid-Fairfield end. So far, Hartford has come to play here, matching intensity with Mid-Fairfield. Heckel at the face-off circle. Win by Hartford. Lofts it high up into the air. O'Neill gives chase. Hartford again keeps it back in the zone. Mid-Fairfield just struggling to maintain possession. Finally gets it out, but it's off Rostein's stick. Back into O'Neill, retreats. Over to Heckel, gets a streaking Sullivan. Sullivan through the neutral zone, tries to split the defenders. Sullivan with a shot to the near side. Gets by Hall. O'Neill there. And O'Neill gets a stick on the shot and goes harmlessly up into the netting. So Mid-Fairfield dodging another breakaway opportunity there. So 59 seconds left in the first period. We're all tied up, one apiece. Heckel at center. It's tied up. Schwartz throws it off the side of the net. Out to the point, but doesn't make it out. And here comes Scranton. Scranton crisscrosses, hits the brakes, big shot over the net. Schwartz taps it back in for Malafis, who throws it into the corner. Malafis there again, fighting for possession with Scranton. Malafis tries to get it up to Scranton, saved by the Wolfpack goalkeeper, and it's thrown into the Wolfpack bench. 25 seconds left in the first period. So coach changing out. Partially, you got Malefus, Heckle, and Pan up front. Kakaro and Zoo back on D. Heckle at the face-off. Win by Hartford. Heckle, though, still gets the puck, tries to get it to Pan. Zoo pinches in, throws it into the corner behind the net. Heckle's there. Pan up with it, cross-ice pass. Nobody there. Malefus, though, picks it up, leaves it for Kakaro. Kakaro over to Zoo. 5 seconds left. Shot. It's loose, but gets by the goalkeeper. Another shot by Kakaro at the buzzer, but unable to hit the net. So intense first period, all tied up, one apiece. And we'll just take a short break. Ice cut is between the second and third period, so we'll take a break. All right, and welcome back to the second period. And we'll get started here just in a second. So Kai Scranton and let's see, Sullivan and Rothstein will be out here. Nope, sorry, they're going to go for a change. So Correa at center, surrounded by Sullivan and Rothstein. Kakaro and Zoo back on D. Fage takes the net. And we'll get ready to go here. Win by Mid-Fairfield. Rothstein tries to chip it up on the boards, but back to Hartford again. So Hartford gains the zone quickly. Puck turned over. Hartford again with the puck. Tries a pass. Hartford still with the puck, saved by Fage. So Mid-Fairfield unable to get a stick down. Chris Fage getting a hug by Cullen Correa. So coach changes out. Heckle at center. He's got Vartanian and Pan out there. Win, Hall collects behind Fage. Reverses course, but nobody from Mid-Fairfield's home. Only Hartford's there, but O'Neill gets over there in time. Vartanian able to steal the puck, and here comes Eric Pan across center ice. Pan tries to split the player through the legs. Back and forth, the turnovers go. Pan with a nice pass to Vartanian. Vartanian over to Heckle. Oh, nice save by the Wolfpack goalkeeper, Braden Heckle, with a point-blank shot. Pass over to Hall, who pinches in. Hall winds up, shoots, and saved by the Wolfpack goalkeeper. 15:04, Mid-Fairfield with a couple of chances early on, unable to cash in. So Malefus at center, surrounded by Moore and Scranton off his left shoulder. Ewan and Shores back on D. Malefus with the win, back to Scranton. Pressured right away by Hartford, forcing a turnover. And it squirts by Shores. Hartford's racing down. and it's tipped up into the air. Turnover to Scranton. Scranton with some nice skating. Malphus picks up the loose change and is forced into the Hartford zone, but there's going to be an offside on mid-Fairfield. So Wolfpack definitely getting to every 50-50 puck here. Malphus at center. Switches out the D. Got Kakaro and Zoo back there. Win by mid-Fairfield. Malphus with the puck. He's pulled on and loses control of the puck, but no call. Kakaro up with it. Back to Kakaro. Kakaro pinches in, and he's thrown to the ice. Moore loses the handle at the neutral zone, has to race over, gives it up to Zoo, who's pressured immediately. Zoo, cross-ice pass, unable to connect to Moore, and there's a turnover in the neutral zone. Moore now tries to get it to Correa. Steal by Scranton, who gains the zone. Scranton looks in front. He's got Moore there. Shot! Brendan Moore just turns around, twists his body around, throws the puck on the net, and by the Wolfpack goalie, who I don't think was expecting the goal. So mid-Fairfield able to strike first in the second period. So at 13:56, mid-Fairfield goes up for its first lead of the day, 2-1. Brendan Moore with a spinning shot beats the Wolfpack goalie. I don't think was expecting it. Correa at center, surrounded by Rothstein and Sullivan. O'Neill and Hall out on D. Win by Correa, but Wolfpack get to it. Turnover to Rothstein. Rothstein races out across the neutral zone, dumps it into the corner, goes and gets his own shot, or his own pass. Rothstein behind with Sullivan. Up off the glass. Hall tips in. And the puck's feathered out. O'Neill now into the corner. Leaves it for Hall. Bounding puck. Dangerous pass intercepted in the slot. Quinn now up with it from the Wolfpack. Tries to get by. Turnover, but Hartford again with the puck. Mid-Fairfield. Right out in front of Faitch. And the puck goes wide. Mid-Fairfield looks like they're stuck in mud out there right now. Another save by Faitch over to Hall. Mid-Fairfield just trying to get the puck out. Rothstein with some skating into the neutral zone. Rothstein into the Hartford zone. Waits for a player, gets it out in front, unable to connect. Shores pinches in, leaves for Sullivan, who leaves it for Rothstein. Yoon now fires the puck, unable to get a full stick on it. Yoon pinches in. Heckel now over to Rothstein. Up to Heckel. Backhand. The goalie goes down. Still loose out in front. Heckel now back up with the puck. Slides it over to Yoon. Yoon winds up way wide. Pan pinches in. Over to Sullivan. Over to Schwartz. Mid-Fairfield's hunting here. Yoon now slides it over to Pan. Backhand. And it's in! That puck was in. It was definitely, so the puck was actually, I thought, went by the goal line, but in fairness, the ref was standing there looking at it as a better angle, but the puck looked like it was about ready to slide in. So the Hartford goalie is shaking a little. He's so happy right now. But mid-Fairfield unable to cash in. Heckel at center, surrounded by Pan and Vartanian. Pinned into the corners, Vartanian with Heckel. Puck's loose. Eric Pan now up with it. Kakaro able to keep in. Zoo now is pinned up along the board, but Vartanian's there to help right in center to Pan. Pan with a shot. Blocker save up by Vartanian, who doesn't see it. Mid-Fairfield still with the puck. Heckel now tries to get into the slot to Pan. Shot, pad saved by the Wolfpack goalkeeper. Mid-Fairfield still hunting, keeping the puck in. Zoo backhands it over to Vartanian. It's loose, but finally Hartford able to throw it out onto Faitch, who's going to field it. Some miscommunication with Kakaro and Faitch, and Hartford gains control of the puck. Zoo now over into the corner again, turned over, thrown into the corner. Nobody's there but Hartford, but it's turned over back to Heckel. Heckel was skating through the neutral zone. He's got Pan with him. Heckel's hammered into the boards, but keeps on the puck. Hartford just throws it out. O'Neill there to collect at the neutral zone, over to Vartanian. Vartanian tries to get it to Pan. Pan finally picks it up at the center ice. Mid-Fairfield goes for fresh legs, but here's Pan. And the puck's thrown out. So Malafis now. Mid-Fairfield still hunting. Puck tapped over to Malafis, who gets there. He's got Scranton with a bar down shot. So Mid-Fairfield pressuring the Wolfpack for the last 2.5 minutes. And Kai Scranton is able to collect the pass, I believe, from Pan and put it bar down. So Mid-Fairfield goes up 3-1 with 10:11 left. And my apologies to Kai Scranton. I screwed up the call. But Malafis at center with Moore. And Scranton. O'Neill gives chase. Puck's loose now. Malafis up along the boards. Malafis now with some nifty moves. Gets it to Scranton. Scranton just trying to get it to Malafis. Turned over in the slot. Scranton now picks up the puck. Taps it up to Malafis, who gets by his defenseman. Malafis still with the puck into the corner. He's ridden off into the boards. Malafis gets it out to Hall, who winds up, shot, and it's tipped off of defender. Moore taps it back to O'Neill, but Scranton picks up the puck. Over to Hall, and it skips off Andy Hall's stick into almost killing Coach Letty. Coach Graggs, but Graggs with some cat-like reflexes gets out of the way. So sorry, folks. I'm gonna have to clean my glasses in between the periods. I'm definitely. I need a water break in between the periods. So the face-off dot right next to the Mid-Fairfield bench. Correa at center, surrounded by Rothstein and Sullivan. Thank you. So my assistant Greg Scranton is helping me with cleaning my glasses so I can see. I already screwed up his kid's call. Correa battling along the boards. Correa dumped to the ice. Sullivan now with the turnover. Thank you, Mr. Scranton. Oh, that's much better. Wolfpack now throw it behind their net. Yoon pinches up, tries to get it and does to Rothstein. Rothstein still with the puck off the side of the net. Schwartz races back. Schwartz pinned against the board, gets it finally to Yoon. So Mid-Fairfield had the Wolfpack on their heels a little bit, but Cook now out in front of Faitch. 8:39 left. Shot on Faitch. Leaves it for Schwartz. Schwartz is immediately hounded. Wolfpack on every puck. Yoon luckily picks up a puck in the slot, but turns it back over, and I believe there's going to be an icing. So Mid-Fairfield had the Wolfpack on their heels for a couple of minutes, but the Wolfpack storming back here with a couple opportunities. Mid-Fairfield with some errant passing in their own zone. So Heckel at center, surrounded by, Pan and Vartanian. Zoo and Kakaro out on D. Heckel with a face-off. Win by Mid-Fairfield. Kakaro up into the corner. Taps it over to Vartanian now. Here comes Mid-Fairfield. Nice pass by Paul Vartanian up to Pan. Pan looking. Kakaro pinches in to help out a teammate. gets out of the zone. No call by the 4 referees that are out there. There should have been an offside on mid-Fairfield. Caccaro back up to Vartani, who tries to split the defenders. Big hit by Eric Pan. Back to Caccaro. Caccaro to Heckel. But again, he's just hounded by the Hartford players. Heckel now through the neutral zone. Bobs and weaves through a bunch of players. Braden Heckel, big shot, and it goes 5-hole. Braden Heckel with a tremendous blast through the 5-hole of the Wolfpack goalkeeper. Mid-Fairfield goes up 4-1 with 7:27 left in the second period. Braden Heckel with just a heavy shot. And so Mid-Fairfield, after giving up the first goal, storms back with 4 unanswered. Malefis at center, surrounded by Moore. Puck goes into the corner. Wolfpack get there first. And Moore, we're going to go off here. There's a cross check. Yep. So, okay. I think it was on Morrissey, but anyway, so O'Neill's going to head to the sin bin for 1:30 at 7:15 left in the second on a cross-checking. So Mid-Fairfield is going to have to go on the PK here. Scranton at the face-off. Win by Mid-Fairfield. And here comes Malefis, races across the neutral zone. Tries to get by his defenseman partner out in front. Now the Wolfpack look to Andy Hall with a nice play. Mid-Fairfield was a little short, but Andy Hall making a nice defensive play. So Scranton just trying to kill off time here. And does. Scranton now up with a puck into the Hartford zone. Big shot off the goalie. So Mid-Fairfield switches out Hall, gets some fresh legs here. Nice poke check by Schwarz. And puck's loose. Schwarz collects, waits behind Faich. Mid-Fairfield unable to get it out of their zone despite having possession. Yu now goes back there, taps back on the side of Faich, just right out in front. Out to the blue line, shot. Oh, Faich with an amazing save off his pad. That puck was going in and Faich slides his pad over. Comes up with a key save to kill off the penalty. So back and forth, the turnovers go in the neutral zone. Finally, Sullivan's able to dump it behind the Wolfpack goalkeeper. Rothstein now behind the Wolfpack goalkeeper. Zoo pinches in. Faich races off as there's going to be a penalty here on Hartford. And there's going to be a trip on Hartford, 5:19 left in the second period. So at a critical juncture, Chris Faich comes up with a diving save with his pad to deny Hartford.
Nope. It's okay to beat him up after, that's
good. So Pan will take the center with Scranton and Sullivan. Heckel and Malefis out there. Win by Mid-Fairfield. Out to Malefis. Over to Heckel. Heckel pinches in. Dumps it back out to Malefis. Out to Sullivan. Back to the point. Malefis. Mid-Fairfield trying to close in. Malefis. Shot out in front off of a couple of players. Heckel able to regroup out to Malefis. Malefis pinches in. Oh, he had Pan there. Scranton now hits the brakes, reverses course, but he's hounded by the Wolfpack player. Heckel now with the puck squirts loose past Heckel. Wolfpack go for a change. Malefis just throws it in. It's out in front of the goalkeeper, has to come out and play it, swats it aside, but Pan is there. Pan along the boards, leaves it for Heckel. Back to Pan, Pan pinches in, big shot! Eric Pan with a tremendous blast over the shoulder of the Wolfpack goalkeeper. So Mid-Fairfield with a power play goal here goes up 5-1 with 4:19 left in the second period. So Mid-Fairfield storms ahead in the second period here. Correa at center, surrounded by Rothstein and Sullivan. O'Neill and Hall on D. So Correa is thrown out. Sullivan takes the face-off. And Mid-Fairfield with the win, but turns it over, throws it into the Wolfpack zone. Rothstein gives chase into the neutral zone. Nice passing by Hartford. Shot and glove by Faich. So at 4 minutes even in the second period, we'll have a face-off. So Correa at center. Hall collects, throws it behind Faich over to Rothstein. Mid-Fairfield looks to break out. Cross-ice pass, but nobody's home. O'Neill collects into the own zone. His own zone. Reverses back for Hall, unable to handle it. But Correa's there to help her out. Turns over. A nice play, I believe, by Correa. Rothstein now with the puck. Rothstein toe drags. Nice play by the Hartford defenseman. Hall now up with the puck, slides it over. Oh, nice passing by Mid-Fairfield. Andy Hall passing up a shot she had to set up her teammate. No icing for some reason. But Mid-Fairfield able to still field it out in front. Shot saved by Faich off the pad. Ty Sullivan able single-handedly to drive it into the Hartford zone. Turnover in the neutral zone. Vartanian tries to get it around, unable to do so. Heckel now. Nice job by the referee getting out of the way. Kakaro over to Pan. Leaves it for Vartanian. Vartanian toe drags out in front off the goalkeeper, and he's finally able to secure it with his glove. So Mid-Fairfield able to dodge a couple of bullets right there. Faich with a big save off the pad. Some nice defensive play by Cullen Correa in the Mid-Fairfield zone. Shot by Pan off the blocker. Pan again with the puck over to Heckel. Heckel with a pad save. Or sorry, the Wolfpack goalie with a pad save. Zoo pinches in, but he's hammered to the ice by the Hartford player. Puck squirts out to Kakaro. Kakaro up to Heckel. Heckel passes to Pan. He's got Vartanian right there. Vartanian, oh, just right over the net. Paul Vartanian had the goalie beat. And here comes Hartford again. Nice poke check by Zoo. Heckel with a big hit at center ice. And I'm just kind of curious about that one, but okay. As we mentioned, this is 4 referees, and I guess they want to make calls. Braden Heckel with a good hockey play. He's saying he got his elbow up. So, oh, it's a high stick, sorry. So at 1:48 left in the second period, Mid-Fairfield's going to have to burn off the last minute 30. And I believe the Hartford's going to take a timeout, critical juncture in the second period. So you see over at the bench, Brendan Domini slapping his goaltender partner on the head and shoulders, trying to get him pumped up. Brendan and Chris made a fantastic pair this year. Both players, it's nice to see both goalies really rooting for each other like they do. Each one wanting success for the other, and it's been a nice thing. So Coach Gragg's drawn up how he wants to handle this penalty kill. Braden Heckel off into the penalty box for the next minute 30. So Mid-Fairfield, after giving up the initial goal in the first period, has stormed back with 5 unanswered and will look to end out the second period the same way. So Malafis, Scranton, Yoon, and Schwarz out on D. Scranton with a face-off. Win by Hartford. It's tied up. Hartford gains control out to their defenseman, pressured by Malafis. Spins around. Yoon gives chase. Hartford moving the puck well, but turns it over for Malafis. Malafis now is going to have a breakaway. Scranton picks up the puck. Nice defensive play by Hartford to deny Mid-Fairfield a shorthanded opportunity. Catching up with Kai Scranton, no easy feat. Out in front of H, but turns it over into the corner. Out to the point. Out to the face-off circle, unable to gain control. Big shot, way wide. Yoon able to get the puck out to Malafis, who tips it into the neutral zone. 35 seconds left in the penalty to Heckel. Hartford trying to get regrouped here in the neutral zone. Mid-Fairfield content to let them waste time in the neutral zone. Finally, they gain the Mid-Fairfield zone. Right out into the slot, passing, unable to connect. Behind Feach. Right out in front, way wide. 10 seconds left in the penalty to Heckel. Puck's loose. Mid-Fairfield comes up with it. Lost at the length of the ice, so there'll be an icing, but Mid-Fairfield will take that with 14.9 seconds. Mid-Fairfield able to kill off a penalty. There'll be a face-off just to the left of Feach with 14.9 seconds left. So O'Neill and Hall out on D. Correa at center, surrounded by Sullivan and Rothstein. So Correa with a win. O'Neill comes up with it, just throws it out of the zone. Should have been a slashing there possibly. Rothstein with the puck. It's an empty netter, and Rothstein able to take advantage of the empty net. To be honest with you folks, I didn't even notice that they had pulled the goalie. I guess they were trying one last-ditch effort the second period, and Mid-Fairfield makes them pay. Dylan Rothstein with an empty netter. 4 seconds left. So I guess coach said, he had to change the momentum going into the third period, but Wolfpack paying for that one. So O'Neill kills off the rest of the time, and that's it. So folks, we're going to take a break while they cut the ice, and we'll be back with the third period in a little All right, and welcome back to the third period. So just for the people at home, I've gone over this a couple times, but it bears repeating. So in this tournament, in between the second and third period, there's an ice cut. So the teams go back to the locker room, they get regrouped. Zamboni comes out, cleans the ice. So it makes the games a little bit longer. The other unique thing about this game, you have two refs, two linesmen. So there's been quite a few penalties as a result. We're going to pause just for a second. All right, sorry, we're just having a small technical difficulty. So Brendan and Chris tapped gloves while we were away, and now Chris is in net. And we'll start the third period. Correa at center with Sullivan and Rothstein, O'Neill and Hall back on D. So win by the Wolfpack. Hall gives chase. Behind Faich, tries to get it to Sullivan. It's turned over. Out in front. Skips by Faich. O'Neill's there. Wolfpack back up with it. And Fairfield still struggling to gain a handle on it. Out to the point. Out in on Faich. Finally, Rothstein tries to get it out and does. Swats at it. No icing. Sullivan with a strong forecheck. Wolfpack gain the zone, lose the handle, but it's knocked back into the corner. Zoo now gives chase. Both teams struggling, just trying to maintain possession. And it's out of the mid-Fairfield zone. Wolfpack dump it into the corner. Cuccaro now behind Faich. Throws it over to Scranton. Scranton now, cross-ice pass. And here comes Malefis with the turnover. Malefis gets there first. Throws it out in front. Nobody home but the Wolfpack. And now they come back the other way. Mid-Fairfield races back. Scranton with the errant shot over to Zoo. Zoo up to Malefis across the blue line. Gains the zone, unable to get it through. Puck turned back over to Schwarz. Schwarz misfires. Wolfpack regroup in their own zone. Intercepted by Scranton. Gains the zone, shot off of a head of a player from the Wolfpack. Fielded by Moore. Wolfpack up with it. Play by Yoon to get a stick on it. Wolfpack back up with it. Spins and turns. Nobody's there. Here comes Yoon, who now races across center ice. Yoon gains the zone. Leaves it for Pan. Pan hits the brakes. Gets it to a streaking Vartanian. Vartanian now behind the Wolfpack net. Taps it out to Schwarz. Schwarz tries to get it to Vartanian, unable to do so. Stolen by Vartanian, who circles around in the neutral zone. Vartanian with some nifty skating, gains the zone. Just throws it on net. Doesn't hit. Out to Heckel. Over to Yoon. Schwarz taps it into the corner. Puck comes out to Vartanian, who leaves it for Yoon. Yoon winds up. Big shot off the goalkeeper. And I believe there's going to be a high stick. Yeah. So 12:38 left in the third period. It's going to be a high stick against mid-Fairfield, so it'll go all the way down to the left of Faich. So O'Neill and Hall out on D, Correa at center, surrounded by Sullivan and Rothstein. Correa gets super low down to the ice. Win by mid-Fairfield. O'Neill comes up with it, taps it over, back to Rothstein, back to Hall. Hall looks across ice, nobody home. It goes over into the neutral zone. Hartford comes up with a puck, but hounded by Correa into the corner. Rothstein gets it to Hall, passes it over to Sullivan. Sullivan with an opportunity for a shot, mishandles it. Hall circles back into the neutral zone, over to Rothstein, who's content to dump it in. And there's going to be an offside on mid-Fairfield. So 12:08 left in the third period, and we'll start again at center. At the dot, right by the mid-Fairfield blue line, face-off dot. Win by Malefis over to Zoo, over to Kakaro, back to Zoo again. Gets the puck up to Scranton, who tries to slam it on the boards. Puck turned over. Moore is able to dump it back behind the net. Scranton gives chase. Kakaro back on D after the cross-ice pass over to Faich, who's going to stop it with his glove. 11:40 left to play. So Malefis at center, he's got Moore and Vartanian with him. Moore and Scranton with him. Kakaro slams it over. Gets by temporarily by the Wolfpack player, but Scranton able to throw it out of the zone. There'll be another icing on mid-Fairfield. 11:29 left in the third. So Heckel at the face-off circle. Win by Hartford. Pad save by Faich. He was screened, but still managed to get a pad down on it. Hartford again, now into the slot. Faich able to stick it to the side. Saved by Faich, who covers up. So 11:11 left in the third period.
Hey, let's go, Blue!
Heckel directing some players. Win by Hartford. But Pan able to steal the puck. Cross center ice. Pan now enters the zone. Hartford zone, leaves it for Heckel. Unable to connect. Heckel now back up with a puck. Lofts it in over to Pan. And out of the Hartford zone, over to Schwarz. Schwarz feathers it over to Heckel. Heckel dumps it in behind the Hartford goalkeeper. Vartanian up with the puck. Vartanian leaves it for Pan, skips by him and Carey. And now here's Hartford. Schwarz back on D. Big shot wide. Another shot out in front, blocked by Schwarz, who taps it up to Rothstein. Rothstein now races across the neutral zone. Toe drags, but nice play by the Wolfpack defender. Teams exchanging breakaways here. Blocker saved by Faich. Mid-Fairfield just trying to get it out. And there's going to be a hand pass on Sullivan. So 10:03 left in the third period. So Correa surrounded by Rothstein and Sullivan. Hall and O'Neill out on D. Win by mid-Fairfield. O'Neill picks it up over to Hall. Hall surveys. Gets it out to Sullivan. Loses the handle, but races down into the corner. Sullivan now tries to get it to Correa. Unable to connect. Rothstein's over there. A loose puck out in front. Rothstein now still trying. Oh, so beautiful job by Rothstein. He was denied initially, hit the brakes, reversed back again, shot it, and Colin Correa was there to slap in the rebound. So Correa, the beneficiary of a greasy goal, 7-1 mid-Fairfield at 9:43 left in the third period. So coach makes some wholesale changes, brings Malefis out with Scranton and Moore. Win by mid-Fairfield over to Zoo. Zoo dumps it into the corner. Scranton now up into the corner, high up onto the glass, but Moore is there. Moore slides it over to Caccaro. Caccaro pinches in, shot, but it's blocked by the Wolfpack player, leaves it for Moore. Big shot off a couple of players, and here come the Wolfpack. Out to the point, shot off a couple of players. Wolfpack back up with it, out to the blue line, another shot on the ice. Faich gets his pad down. Caccaro up to Scranton. So Scranton now with a full head of speed, gets by his defenseman, lofts it into the center, tried to hit Moore. Schwarz now retreats, passes back to Caccaro. Caccaro back to Schwarz, who just dumps it in the Hartford zone. Mid-Fairfield at this point is just content to waste some time. Up 7-1, not taking any chances. Oh, weird pass off of a Wolfpack player, almost went in their net. Hartford tries to split the mid-Fairfield defenseman, unable to do so. Shot and saved by Faich into his stomach. So blast right above the face-off circle on Faich, is able to secure it with 8:13 left in the third period. So Heckel with the win, but Faich has to make a save on it. Vartanian leaves it for Pan, turns it over in the neutral zone. Yoon able to slap it back. Now Pan has Vartanian, tries to get it over, does to Heckel. Heckel leaves it for Schwarz. Schwarz pinches up. He's got some skating room here. Dumps it back to Vartanian. Vartanian wisely not doing any cross-ice passes. Hartford was looking for that. Heckel now pinches in. Pan now back up with the puck. Leaves it for Heckel. Cross-ice pass over to Yoon. Yoon leaves it for Vartanian. Vartanian into the slot, over to Schwarz. Back to Vartanian. Shot, and it's gloved with 7:11 left in the third period. So mid-Fairfield moving the puck around well in the Wolfpack zone, burning off some critical time. So coach changes it out. Correa at center, surrounded by Sullivan and Rothstein off his right shoulder. O'Neill and Hall out on D, win by Correa. Rothstein content to dump it into the corner, but Sullivan's there. Leaves it for Correa, back out to O'Neill. O'Neill to Sullivan. O'Neill with a big shot wide. Out in front. Mid-Fairfield still hunting. And I believe Correa bounced it off of a Wolfpack player. The ref wants to see where it is. No goal, so it'll be a face-off just to the right of the Wolfpack goalkeeper. Mid-Fairfield still hunting for goals here. Correa now, the face-off circle, but a win. Rothstein picks it off, out to O'Neill. O'Neill out to Rothstein, shot that's wide. Sullivan taps it back out to Hall, over to O'Neill. O'Neill back to Rothstein. O'Neill with a big shot off the pad. And here come the Wolfpack. Nice play by Ty Sullivan. Good defensive effort to help out his teammate. Out in front. Mid Fairfield loses the handle. Sullivan now with the puck. Lofts it high up into the air, and it's gloved by the Wolfpack goalkeeper. 6:05 left in the third period. Mid Fairfield up 7-1 in the semifinals of the New England Regionals. So Malefus at center. He's got Scranton just off his left shoulder with Moore. Win by Mid Fairfield. Scranton now with the puck. Falls down, dumps it into the corner. Malefus is there, loses the handle. Caccaro able to prevent a clean entry from Hartford. They go into the corner. Malefus gets it out to Moore, but loses the handle. Shot right in front. Oh, skips by. Wolfpack with a golden scoring chance, but unable to connect as the puck was bounding up in the air. Cross ice pass by Moore over to Scranton. Leaves it for Zoo, who pinches up. Cross ice pass, unable to connect to Malefus. 5:20 left in the third period. Turnover to Zoo, leaves it for Scranton. Scranton just dumps it into the corner, burning off more time. Forecheck by Malefus. Cross ice pass. Hartford has to wait for the players to get on sides, but Vartanian is there to pick up the loose change. Vartanian is skating across center ice, again dumps it behind the Wolfpack goalkeeper. 4:47 left in the third period. Vartanian picks up, steals the puck, shot. Nice save off the stick of the Wolfpack goalkeeper. Nice play by Pan to knock the pass down. Wolfpack struggling to get it out of their zone. Mid Fairfield all over them. Schwarz over to Yoon. Has trouble handling it. Stays with it behind Feach. Gets it out of the Mid Fairfield zone into the neutral zone. Defenseman to defenseman pass. Heckel now cross center ice. Heckel is just hauled down to the ground, but no call. Looked like he was actually horse-collared. Heckel now. So Braden Heckel looked like he was horse-collared, thrown to the ice, but no call, but picks up the puck, shoots it on the Wolfpack goalkeeper, who stops play at 3:52 with his glove. Correa at center now with Rothstein and Sullivan. Hall and O'Neill out on D. Correa at the center, wins out to Rothstein, leaves it for O'Neill. O'Neill tries to dump it in the corner. Nice play by the Wolfpack to deny. O'Neill kicks the puck. It's now Sullivan up with it. He's got Rothstein. O'Neill pinches in, but puck gets by him. Correa helps out. Oh. So, I believe Correa's going to go off for an interference call here. So, Mid Fairfield's going to have to kill off a penalty for the final, or actually for 1:30 of the 3:28. So, Correa will sit down. So, the penalty killers, Malefus, Scranton, Zoo, and Caccaro are out there. Win by Hartford. But beautiful play by Malefus to steal the puck. He's going to have a shorthanded opportunity here. Malefus, oh, nice save by the goalkeeper. Malefus still with the puck, though. Over to Caccaro. Caccaro leaves it, and the Wolfpack come up with it. Yanni Malefus came with about an inch of getting, I believe, his second shorthanded goal of the weekend. Puck turns over to Caccaro. Malefus kicks it out. Malefus still all over the puck. Nice defensive play by mid-Fairfield. Zoo tries to slap it out, but Hartford keeps it in. Puck turned over in the slot, but Kakaro's there who feeds Scranton. Scranton now, big shot that's blocker by the Wolfpack goalkeeper. Scranton trying to pin the puck up in the corner, but Hartford breaks it out. Feach and Zoo are able to secure the puck. Stop play here. 2:22 left in the third period. 24 seconds left in the penalty to Correa. So Heckel at center with Pan, Yoon, and Shores as the penalty killers for the final 24 seconds. Win by mid-Fairfield. Here comes Heckel. Heckel's got Pan in tow with him, gets by his defenseman. Heckel with a beautiful play. Nice save by the Wolfpack goalkeeper with his shoulder. Braden Heckel with a shorthanded opportunity, but good save by the Wolfpack goalkeeper with a shoulder. 13 seconds left in the penalty to Correa. Coach will keep the same group of penalty killers. Heckel at center. Got Shores directly behind him. Wolfpack with the win, though. Up into the mid-Fairfield corner. Wolfpack try to get set up here. Penalty's over. Blocked by Heckel, I believe. Shores now gives chase. Out in front. Pan now with the puck. Leaves it for Vartanian. They're unable to get it out, though. Nice play. So Heckel's going to go off. So Heckel will go off for the final, most of the game. So it's important here that mid-Fairfield maintains their composure in the final 140. So almost the entirety of the remainder of the game, mid-Fairfield will be on the PK. Sullivan at the face-off. He's got Correa out there with O'Neill and Hall. Hartford looks to get set up. Behind Feach. Out in front, Feach is able to secure it with his glove. 1:15 left in the penalty to Heckel. Correa at center with the win. Goes behind Feach. O'Neill is there, who gets it to Sullivan, tries to connect to Correa, unable to do so, but O'Neill retreats now. Throws it high up in the glass, but back up to the Hartford. Out in front. Nice play by Correa. Nice defensive play by Correa. Sullivan now contesting the puck. So I believe... Correa, it was actually a good, that was offsetting penalties, but Correa actually showed a large degree of restraint, but the ref had enough of it, took both of them off. So 58.9 seconds left, 49 seconds left in the penalty to Heckel. So off the face-off by the Hartford zone, Scranton wins it, turns it over. Kakaro gives chase over into the corner. Kakaro is just thrown to the ice. I don't know how that wasn't a penalty, but it wasn't. Oh, he is calling it. Okay, just a delayed call. Matty Kakaro was just shoved to the ice. And there's going to should be an interference on Hartford. Or roughing. So 39.3 seconds left, 29 seconds in the penalty to Heckel. So teams will skate four aside. Scranton at the face-off with Zoo and Pan. Kakaro over to Zoo. Zoo pinches up. Shot. And it's secured by the Hartford goalkeeper. 21 seconds left in the penalty, 31 seconds left in the game. Scranton with the win, back to Zoo. Zoo cross ice to Kakaro. Kakaro back to Zoo. Zoo pinches in, shot, and it's gloved by the goalkeeper. Do we have an update over there?
I think it's 4-3 spot, I think. Yeah.
So looks like Seacoast is over Yale right now, 4-3, late in that game. That game started a little bit behind Mid-Fairfield. So Pan will just burn off some seconds here. Over to Scranton. Scranton circles around, 7 seconds, cross ice pass. Over to Pan. And that'll be it. So Mid-Fairfield advances to the finals of the New England Tier 1 Championship. Congratulations, slaps to Chris Feich. And just an outstanding effort by Mid-Fairfield. So we'll see you this afternoon, I believe at 3 o'clock, 3:30. Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. And Brendan Domini hugging Chris, and that'll be it. So we'll see you this afternoon.